Well, welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. And as we get into the month of August, everybody knows what the real deal and the big deal is around the state of Maine and all of New England in the month of August. And that's the HP Hood 250 coming up at the end of the month. And on the line, we got a guy that won this race a few years ago. But the way he's run over the last month, month and a half, he is definitely loaded for bear. And he wants to add his name as a repeat winner, just like the likes of Eddie McDonald, Ben Rowe, some of these guys that have won this race twice. And that's Joey Poland. Joey, I want to welcome you to Mainly Motorsports.
Hey, appreciate you having me on.
Man, let's talk about, really the last four Pro All-Star Series races. You ran the Oxford race. You were, in the elite car. Looked like at second at the line. You were interviewed that night as second, but 2 days later it was declared a tie between you and Wayne. Coming off the win at White Mountain, a third at Beech Ridge, and then a fourth at Lee back in June. So, a program that's always been on the back burner for you, which is your Super Late Model program, has really stepped to the forefront this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. We've always focused on our ACT car and run for points for about the past 10 years, really. And we always had a Super Late Model that we'd run, every now and then when we could. But we never really focused on it. So it was, ACT is a lot different from PASS, different setups, different things that you're allowed to do in PASS and ACT. So this year, we got a new car from distance racing and have really been focusing on it. And, it's an awesome car and finally starting to figure some things out with shocks and bump stops and things like that. And, it's been unreal, really. We had a strong run at Beech Ridge. We had a super strong run at Seekonk, an open show down in Massachusetts, and then went to White Mountain and we were able to win that. And the last one at Oxford was a history-making tie. So it's been a pretty good month, to say the least.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on the Seekonk race. You were the dominant car, and a wiring issue with the alternator with 8 to go caught a fire and took you. It was your payday, $10,000 to win. And you had to stand on the sideline and watch Derek Griffith and Dalton Sargent battle it out and slug it out really for that win. And so discouraging when you're that close to a big win, big payday, and have that taken away from you.
Yeah, that's right up there with one of the most heartbreaking ones we've ever had to lose. To be able to get the gap on second like we had and just kind of coast it out for the final few laps, and then something like that happens. It's definitely a tough one, but we regrouped and we really wanted that next race bad just because we were so close. And the next time that car went out was at White Mountain, and we were able to kind of capitalize on it. It still didn't. It took out a little bit of the sting from Seekonk, but we've really been on a good streak with that car, and there's no better time than this month heading into the big Oxford 250 coming up here in a few weeks.
Now, are you done until the 250, or will you be at Lee this weekend?
We'll be at Lee on Friday night. We'll be there, and hopefully we can make a few more improvements and try to make a few more gains to finish a little bit better than we did last time there.
Now, let's talk about the 250. You came in 2010 as the heavy favorite. You'd won races. You were that guy, and just didn't have the day you wanted, and you walked out of there with your head held. It was a tough day to swallow. 2012, you come back, nobody's talking about you. How much easier of a day is it when nobody's talking about it? At the end of the night, everybody's talking about you.
Yeah, it was strange. You said it perfectly. I remember that. I remember in 2010, I think we had won the ACT race there, the previous race before that, and everyone was throwing us in the mix, to win the 250, and there was a lot of pressure. That's a huge race. It's not well known, not just in New England, but throughout the whole country. It gets a lot of attention, gets a lot of media. So our name was being tossed around, at the top of the list to win it, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and for whatever reason, I don't remember exactly what went wrong, but we just didn't have a good day. We missed the setup or something, and we struggled. But then when 2012 came around, I think everyone was talking about Eddie and a few more other people, and we kind of weren't even really mentioned. And I knew we had a good car throughout practice that weekend, and I never would have thought we would have been as dominant as we were that day, but it was amazing. It was really cool, to kind of go in there under the radar, sort of say, and come in there and steal it like that. That was pretty cool.
And I tell everybody, we got this little gig of Mainly Motorsports, and I have a lot of fun with it, and we get to interview some people, and we've met some of the stars of the Chase Elliott's, Eric Jones, but to me it's you guys, the short track guys, and you're the guy that made me realize what I have and how special it is, because it was that night when you won and you came over and you sat on set and we got to interview you, and I watched you deal with all the media on the front stretch and everything, and I stood back and one guy asked a question and they all get the same answer, and that's what you read in the papers the next day. But I knew I'd have my time with you and we'd get to talk about things other than the race, and I'll never forget is when interviewing you and you were a young kid and you're still a young kid, but when you were telling me, how much this meant for your parents, and everybody behind you, and that's when, and it was at that moment that it hit me that, what, maybe I'm not ESPN, I'm not Speed 51, I'm not all those guys, but I'm the guy that gets to sit down and talk with Joey Pohl about real life stuff, not just the race and the car, and it was that night, Joey, that it hit me that what I have is pretty unique, and I really enjoy it, and every year we're able to sit down with the top three at the 250, but it was that night in your win that it hit me when listening to you and talk about other than the race, the things behind the scenes, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the time you've given us over the years to help promote the sport, promote yourself, and promote everything to do with racing. And coming into the 250, I know you're going to be bombarded with stuff, especially the way you're running. And how do you keep focus with that and kind of try to keep that stuff separate with the preparation of the car? And it's a long weekend, and you're going to be bombarded with questions,
Yeah, it's going to be busy, but it's something we definitely look forward to. And I remember that night too, back in 2012, and you had your booth set up there, and I remember coming over, and it was just awesome. It was cool to be able to do all that stuff, especially from being the kid that was in the grandstands and watching that race. I remember watching. I was really young, but I remember Ralph Mason winning it 3 times in a row, and just seeing how big of a deal it was. It was so cool to be able to kind of do that media thing and go around to everyone. But going into this year, it definitely doesn't hurt us to be on the streak that we're on and have everyone talking about us. It's pretty cool. Hopefully we can improve on 2010 when we had all the attention on us. But we're just looking forward to it. We're real excited about that new car and the way it's been running. So we're going into that race, and hopefully can draw well. Last year we ran it, and we had to run every single qualifying race to get into it. I think I did like 100 laps of qualifying laps.
Yeah,
but,
just to get to the race. Now you still got 250 laps to go.
Yeah, so hopefully we can draw a little bit better this year and try to get in early and get a good starting spot. But I don't know what it is about this year. We got our development deal with Ryan that we're really focusing on him on the wrenching side of things, and then when we get into our super late model, there really is no pressure points wise, or points wise in anything. It's just, I don't know. It's real comforting to get behind the wheel this year and just kind of zone everything out and just focus on what I'm doing, and hopefully try to go get another 250.
Well, anytime you get behind the wheel of a fast race car, it's always comforting, and you guys have got that bad fast. And talk about some of the people, sponsor wise, crew wise, that have really help you to get to this point and rolling into Oxford with a chance to win the second 250.
Yeah, definitely. We got my dad, Joe Polwasek. He's it's our main sponsor too. Poles Automotive is our family business, and where the cars are kept up with and all that stuff. So he's the crew chief. He's been there for it all, and I wouldn't be able to do anything I've done without him. So definitely him, and then Nate Brown, who's our tire guy. He's an amazing guy. Just not even just tire guy, just friend. And our whole team to me is like a family to me. We got Jake Wilkinson. He's just he does whatever he's asked. Mike Carrigan, his team manager, we call him. We make sure everything is loaded and ready to go. So many guys, but those guys right there. Jake's been with us since 2007, so he's coming up on 10 years, and it's just like I said, it's a family. And then we got CigarPerforators.com as a sponsor, RivetEyelet.com, Rocco's Sports Bar and Grill. They supply extra food at the track, and headman hustler headers, and just everyone that makes this thing go is really important, and we would never be anywhere we are without them.
No, and that's good, and really amazing to watch the effort. Because you can't, like you said, you're not forgetting the act side of things. You've come out and you've won a race there this year. You're helping Ryan Olson develop his program and his driving career, and then the focus you've put into your super late model program, which is really shown, and just in the last 4 or 5 races it's shown. So as we lead into the 250, definitely, I know you don't want to hear this, but you are definitely one of the favorites with the way you're running, and you can't help but be. And hopefully, you don't have the curse of 2010. And I've seen it over the years with Ricky Rolfe and a lot of guys that, they've been on that roll, and then it comes in, and it's like, it's almost like they fall on their face that day. If they get the bad draw and they get into that negative position and that negative mood. But, when you got a good race car, it's easy to overcome that bad draw syndrome,
It really is. If the car's handling good and you keep a positive attitude, you can really turn a bad draw into a good thing. And that's what we're going to do. We're going in there, positive attitude, and whatever the draw is, the draw is. You can't help it. That's the part of it. That's a big part of the 250. It's always been that way, and it is what it is. So we'll get what we can get, and like I said, hopefully the curse of 2010 doesn't get us, and we can have a really strong day.
No, absolutely. So, Joey, thank you for taking the time with us here on Mainly Motorsports, and appreciate your efforts. I hope the year continues the way it's going as we roll into the end of August and you go after that HB Hood 250.
I appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys having me on and all you do for the sport.
All right, Joey, that's one of the favorites as we roll into the end of the month of the HB 250, and I know he doesn't want to hear it, but Joey Pohl. We'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
When I started Scotch Recreation, some competitors warned that if I discounted RVs and trailers, I wouldn't last. Well, here we are over 10 years later, still discounting and still growing. That's why we're Maine's largest RV dealer and largest trailer dealer. Forget about MSRP. We start way below that. Get your best price up front. Come see why my dealerships sell more RVs and trailers than any other dealer in Maine.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
LKQ Core, any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and a race that Joey Pohl is, a racetrack, I should say, that Joey Pohl's won some races at. The Pro All-Star Series is in attendance this weekend. Is Lee USA Speedway Friday night. But we were down there last Friday night, and the Ollie Silver Memorial ISMA Super Modified race, 75 laps, and if you've never seen a ISMA Super Modified race, man, you don't know what you're missing. These things, the talent of these drivers, no radios, they just receivers, and quick second decisions, and what a good, one of the best races I've seen. I'm seeing a couple guys come from the back, and really exciting racing. And but before we get to the highlights of the race from Lee, how about Bentley Warren? The guy does so much for motorsports, so much for charitable events. Right out of his saloon with the bike runs, and probably one of the funnest ones he does all year, and attracts a ton of bikes is the one he does to Lee USA Speedway. And they it looked, I don't know what the number was, but there was enough bikes on it there to stop to let all the bikes on. So really a great time. Bentley and Lisa and the entire staff over there at Bentley Saloon put on. And if you haven't been to Bentley's yet this year, you need to get there. I mean, the persona of it being the biker bar and all that, that's wrong. I mean, what a first-class facility. The bands they get there. If you're an older generation, Jose Duddy comes in on Thursdays, every other Thursday. Go to their website, and but yeah, just a great job once again as they raised money for the Victory Junction camp. Adam Petty lost his life. Richard Kyle, it was Adam's dream. Really, and Bentley every year, the bikers and the guys on the bikes and the girls on the bikes, the passengers just do so much. And so we got some highlights from the bike run, and then we got some highlights from the ISMA Super Modified race. And wow. Mark your calendar, September 10th, when they're at Star for the Star Classic. You get a chance to see them. It is an amazing event.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bentley Warren, how about a big round of applause? Okay, former super modified champion. Your run here is for the Victory Junction Game Camp, for the Petty Foundation with Victory Junction Game. Yeah, it was done in memory of Adam Petty, and he wanted to do something like this before he lost his life, and his parents and grandparents put this whole thing together. And Lisa and I went down there like 8 or 10 years ago, after the first ride we had, and it was just absolutely amazing to see what they do for these kids that are terminally ill. It's heartwarming, yet it's heartbreaking, but it's just a wonderful thing. And then you see what the people with bikes love coming here, and they love supporting the Victory Junction Gang, and they enjoy the racing like all you fans do, and we're here to watch it all. We want to thank the police departments for bringing us down here so safely and everything else, and Red for having us all come. Well, it's good to have you back here. I guess it's never your thing, but you miss driving supers? I miss it wicked, let me tell you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for Bentley Warren, his beautiful wife, and thank you for the police department for being here tonight, and your service, guys. Thank you. Pete, back up you.
been late the last two races, and had some bad luck and stuff go wrong, and should have come here and, run up front all night, time driving really good, and just come here and finish was good enough.
You know, you really weren't racing that much. This all came together during the off-season. You worked it out. You were going to be running it. Slipping in for a dad racing for so many years. And not only is that a special deal, but things have really gone pretty good if you put all that dad work aside.
Yeah, we picked up the win early on. We gained speed out of the car everywhere we go. Just building up the notebook. And, it's awesome to find the work with Brian. Have Dad and Eddie and Larry and everybody, the dog. And everyone back with us, and we're pretty good.
All right, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, Michael White Jr.
Yeah, we would. First off, congrats to DJ. It's been a good battle all year with him. We started off leading the points, and then he took it back over with his win at Delaware, and then he had some bad luck at Lorraine, and we had decent finishes at Lorraine, and then passed him at Denverstown, and back and forth, and he passed me for the high miler win, and then tonight too. But it's good competition. Just got to thank everybody, Reed Salvage, Paco Transportation, everybody on these cars. We were just a little too free, and the nose just shut the nose a little too much. We were just a little too neutral. But Isma tried screwing us tonight by starting us at the back of the field. For whatever reason, apparently they came up with a new rule today that you only can practice so many times, and if you go over practices, you got to start in the rear of the heat race. So obviously we lost points by that, and not being able to get our transfer spots, so we had to start 13th and come up through. So just hats off to Isma, great job.
Well, hats off to you, finishing in the solid second spot. I don't think it was the man in Sandusky, the man here tonight. Congratulations, Dave. A great run here. Fast race car.
It was really good. I was kind of biding my time, and I had a plan how it was going to play out, and it didn't exactly play out that way. Had some fast guys like the 84 behind us, and McVeigh was running good, 61. I was a certain lap marker. I was going to try to get ahead of both of them, and I kind of learned something on a restart that the 61 was doing, so I was able to capitalize on that on the next restart. But it was just, restart, again, trying to pick up the pace as the race went on, and it was a great car tonight, and, towards the end I was able to flex its muscle a little bit. Really good.
Fourth win earlier this year. You were in victory lane. Doubled up out of Sandusky. You had a nice score. It'll feel good going there. Tonight gets tomorrow night.
Racing's all about momentum, and right now we got momentum, and we're going to go tomorrow. Hopefully have a good run, and this car has won out of 10 races. It's won the last 9 of the 10 races it's ran, so hopefully tomorrow we can
Still around the racing circles, let's shoot to Dave Short Jr. from Ohio. How about a nice hand for your winner tonight?
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At eKeys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call eKeys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, eKeys for Cars.
Do you have a serious need for speed, great competitive racing, and a family-friendly atmosphere? Look no further than Maine's biggest and fastest, Wiscasset Speedway. At Wiscasset Speedway, you'll find 8 regular divisions, along with special appearances by top regional tours throughout the season. And at Wiscasset Speedway, all grandstand seats are just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook, Twitter, and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Here we go again. Snow, ice, and freezing rain. Be ready with a new set of winter tires from Town Fair Tire. We stock Michelin, Goodyear, Bridgestone, Firestone, General, Uniroyal, Toyo, Yokohama, Continental, Pirelli. Every name brand at the guaranteed lowest price. Get to Town Fair Tire today and drive with confidence this winter. Because when it comes to saving your money on name brand snow and all-season tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainely Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and the point battles are heating up. every track throughout the state. And a couple of guys I want to throw a little shout out to. And number one is Nick Campbell. Nick's had a tough year on the racetrack as well as off the racetrack with the loss of his dad, I should say. And he, a couple weeks ago, he picked up his first win. He came close to winning a race and got passed at the end. So they say you got to lose one to win one. And Nick picked up the win, and then he come back a couple weeks later and backed it up. So just to show it's no fluke. So, congratulations to Nick and, everything he's been through this year. And, now running at the front and, just makes the pain go away. And how about Oxford, huh? 13 consecutive weeks with no repeat winner. And lo and behold, they finally get a repeat winner, and Tim Brackett, guy that's won numerous races up there. And, sometimes, you hear the names Rowe and you hear the name Taylor and you hear the name, Lizotte now. And, a lot of people forget about Tim Brackett. And Tim Brackett's won championships at, each level. He's won races at each level he's competed in. He started back in, late 60s, early 70s, and brought his son TJ and Vanner into the sport. And they're now TJ with a fabrication business and a car building business, and Vanner, competing at the highest level in the super late models. So, if anybody was going to win that second, be the first two-time winner, you knew it had to be, somebody like Tim Brackett. So, a couple of guys that deserve a little extra shout-outs. And Tim, I know how much he'd love to be, on this set 250 night. And I know he'd be happy with a third, but wouldn't it be neat to see a guy like Tim Brackett, as many times as he's competed and tried to win that race, and watch other guys that he's raced against over the years win that race, to be the guy that finally win that race. So that's coming up the end of the month. So if you haven't got your tickets, I know they still got plenty of tickets left, and just a great weekend of racing up there with ACT involved and MRS, and just a great weekend. The Wednesday program runs to Friday that night. So mark your calendar, August 26th to the 28th at Oxford Plains for the HB Hood 250.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Since 1972, my family has been selling and servicing vehicles here on Route 25 in Gorham.
Tax season is here, and we have our largest vehicle selection ever. We offer financing for all credit scores, and your job is your credit. Remember, I personally drive and inspect every vehicle we sell. We are located 6 miles west off Turnpike Exit 47 on Route 25 in Gorham. Call Frank Davenport at 207-839-9200 or visit us online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scotchrecreation.com.
New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Join us for our 25th anniversary year. Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And you've seen New England Dragways ads promoting the NHR event and some of the other things. And this past weekend was Jet Cars Under the Stars, or Under the Lights, Jet Funny Cars. And wow, what a great time. We traveled down there and we got some highlights and footage, and they got wheel standards going down the track at 150 miles an hour on 2 wheels, bikes, snowmobiles, their Super Comp and Pro Comp divisions, and then the Jet Funny Cars, and then this truck with 3 Jet engines. And wow, crowd was phenomenal. What a great job. And you need to go. They have things on Wednesday nights, Friday nights. They got things that don't conflict with your local short track that we know you all follow your drivers at and go to. So you really need to check them out and and go be a part of what's going on at these short tracks. And but also New England Dragway. I mean, just amazing event, amazing crowd response, and it was such a good time. So enjoy these highlights and some of the things that took place this past weekend down at New England Dragway.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems, even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 9 locations in Maine.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At eKeys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call eKeys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, eKeys for Cars.
Well, one racetrack that had double events going on this weekend was Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Saturday night, the ACT rolled into town, Tom Curley's tour that's been going on forever, and different cars, different, he's evolved over the years, but still got a great group of drivers and great racing. And he rolled into town at Andy Cusack's Beech Ridge Motor Speedway on Saturday. And then Sunday, the annual Summerfest. And the cookout event with a few vintage cars that started with, 20 people and 5 cars has now grown into the pit area. There had to be close to 100 cars between street rods and race cars and, the people. And it's just what a great time. And one of the things you're starting to see, and, we're talking to Scott Connor there last week promoting the event, the younger generation, bringing the younger generation, our generation in, and showing more involvement in the sport and the history of the sport. So really a good time over there. And they really make it a fun day. They bring in a handful of super late models and put on a grudge race and, let them, have some fun out there where there's really no trophy on the line, no nothing. Just, put on a show for the crowd. And then, the Libby family and Dale and Steve and Gail present these, the Crumpled Roof Award, and something that takes place every year. And to recipients that mean something and have done some stuff for the organization, and then the Hall of Fames that are in attendance get introduced to the crowd, and you will never be around the talent, the wins, the personalities as you will at an event like Summerfest. So we're going to show you some highlights of that in this segment, and show you some highlights of the grudge race and the Hall of Fame induction, inductee ceremonies, not the inductees that are already in the Hall of Fame, as well as the Crumpled Roof Award recipients.
Richardson. You never appreciate somebody like George until you sit in a meeting and you have him give you advice and keep us legal, let's put it that way. So these awards were given in my father's name. The reason and the name of the award is called the Crumpled Roof Award, and that is because when he decided to restore his race car, the one thing that he made sure that never got changed was the dent in the roof. And it is a crumpled roof, and it is still there today. He'd be very proud and he'd be very happy to see all of these attendees, and he'd be most happy about the people that we've chosen to give this award to. Thank you.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
White Mountain Motorsports Park brings you door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel racing action each and every Saturday night, with 5 divisions competing each week between the kids' trucks, the dwarfs, and the strictly minis, the Tiger division, as well as the late model sportsmen. The racing is intense. You're sure to come away wanting more. Located on 463 Daniel Webster Highway in North Woodstock, New Hampshire, this quarter-mile high bank oval is a fan-friendly, family-oriented facility. For schedules and more information, go to the website. That's White Mountain Motorsports Park.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your Amsoil product needs. Town Fair Tire, with 6 locations in Maine: Auburn, Augusta, Bangor, Biddeford, South Portland, and Topsom. Awards and recognition. Your #1 source in New England for all of your award needs.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Hall of Famers this afternoon. Make some noise! Hear that, guys? That is your cue. I better get out of the way because Mr. Gardner-Levitt is going to be making his way to the front here in just a moment after we get through our inaugural class. Current attendees, well, Dickie's already here. Ralph Cusack, put your hands together for Ralph, Dave, Darbo, Dick Walston, Heumann, Gardner. Actually, no, Gardner, just hold on a second. They put you your 2005. All right, just stop out there, get yourself a couple of photos. They are your inaugural class of 2004. Representing the class of 2005, ladies and gentlemen, Gardner-Levitt. Give us some shoe guard. I just don't want to blow his ears out. But the guy raced cars for like 50 years. I think a little speaker's going to be okay. 2006 is Dana Graves here. Haven't seen Dana, but give Dana a round of applause. Hall of Fame career. We did, yeah. We finally got around to Gardner. 2007, representing 2007, Calvin Reynolds and Fuzzy Holden. Yeah, just stick out there for a second, get some photos. 2008, we have Bob Knowles and Russ Nutting. Your 2009 inductee, Dick McKay. In 2010, we inducted Goodwin Hannaford, Larry Pottle, and Dave Kudamarsh. Here we go. Oh, nice bow. See the original Kyle Busch bow. That's OG, right? And we have the other two coming out too, right? Yes, I've seen Larry and Dave. Okay, there we go. '11. The Maine Vintage Race Car Association put Brian Batchelder, Jim McClure, and Bob Greeley into the Hall of Fame. All right, guys. Good stuff. 2012, one of the shyest guys who's ever been inducted, Bobby Turner, and along with Bob Morris. Bob will be coming up here on this side. Bob, you can go a little further if you'd like. Everybody knows you. Yeah, forward.
It's Bobby Turner's birthday.
All right. There you go. Once a statistician, always a statistician. Yeah, did Turner even show up? Are you late to your own party, Bob? They held you up. In 2013, Bob Halley and Mike D'Amico. In 2014, two guys who are still fairly current, well, very current, Bruce Elder and Mike Rowe. In 2015, Dick Berggren, Mike Johnson, Sandy McKinnon. There we go.
Thank you all for coming today.
And our most recent inductees in 2016, Bob Randall, Pete Silver. Well, I tried not to be a Mainer for a second. Darn it. Pete Silva, Norris Willett, and Kenny Wright. Oh, and brother George, too, here. George Silva, I'm sorry about that.
Thank you all for coming.
Do you have a serious need for speed, great competitive racing, and a family-friendly atmosphere? Look no further than Maine's biggest and fastest, Wiscasset Speedway. At Wiscasset Speedway, you'll find 8 regular divisions, along with special appearances by top regional tours throughout the season. And at Wiscasset Speedway, all grandstand seats are just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook, Twitter, and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley Saloon, owned by legendary super-modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports as we wrap up this week's show with some highlights from the ACT race. And good to see after what happened about 3 weeks ago between Brad Babb and Eddie McDonald that they raced hard, they raced clean, and they settled everything right on the track and the way it should be settled. So I wasn't there, but heard it was pretty entertaining. And congratulations to Brad Babb as he backs up his win last year in the ACT race with coming back this year and going back-to-back. So pretty special for him to do that in front of his fans at Beach Ridge. So enjoy these highlights from the ACT race at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway.
we had a good car in practice, and then the sun went down and got away from us to go to Conti, and then we started over back into Eddie and Brad. So we had to work hard. My guys can work real hard. They've been awesome, and the dusty conditions here, and this Harrison concrete, Jake's gas stuff, and it's pretty awesome.
All right, well, there you go. Third place finisher from Milton, Vermont, Scott Paye, driving the ready-mix Dodge Charger. And we got our runner-up. He's already got his trophy. I got to present the first one, but not second. Well, so 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, how many weeks ago, there was a little bit of dust up between you guys. Brad says, thanks you very much for running it clean, and says it's all over the past, and we're going to start over from here.
Yeah, you guys did a great job for me. Giving a great time tonight. Got to thank Extra Realty during construction and Hancock Electric. Really wanted to get a win for these guys, but second, good point state for us, and just can't thank the guys enough for working through this heat and giving us a good car.
All right, well, 2 second place finishes in a row. Brandon McDonald from Raleigh, Massachusetts, your second place finisher. Well, Brad is here. Please turn on your Speedway. Brad, come over here. We've done this before. You go here. Just like last year. All right. Well, a couple weeks ago, I'll talk about the big elephant in the room. A little bit of controversy at the end of the SeaCon race. Does this try to make up for that?
No doubt. And I need to really thank Eddie for racing with me. You're acting awesome all night. And after this, as far as I'm concerned, everything's over. We're good. It's a clean slate from now on.
All right, we got that out of the way. Awesome run today. You guys had an awesome run here last year, and then you came back here and backed it up.
Yeah, I mean, we really needed this after the way we've gone all year. Other than SeaCon, we've honestly been terrible. And it was great to run to there. It just not the way it ended, but to be able to pull off a win here, I mean, to win at home is awesome. To win anywhere is awesome, but we really needed this. So.